everyone. So as I promised, I wanted to give you a video on how to meal plan, and not necessarily how to, but just some tips and advice, because this is the most important piece that you are going to find in helping you achieve your results. So as I mentioned earlier today, you cannot out train a bad diet, and I'm honestly, I'm going through this right now. As much as I have been meal planning and I need to do this myself, I need to actually follow through, because I can plan it all I want, but actually following through is what is key. And if you are not seeing any results, if you've been working out really hard, if you've hit a plateau, then really keep your meal planning and your food and nutrition in mind, okay? So some things that I want to talk about with meal planning. And so what I had asked you to do today was to look at your schedule. So that was one key, and looking to see where you actually had some times where you were going to be out to eat. You know that you're going to be out to eat. If you have, activities that are planned that's going to cause you to maybe just not be at home for snack time, things like that. So try and have those kind of planned out for the week. And then I also wanted you to go through your pantry to actually see what foods are on your list that you like and that you already have, because that's going to be important as well, okay? So what I do whenever I am meal planning is I actually break out my day with, I have an Excel spreadsheet that I keep, and if you just Google or go to Pinterest and look at 21 Day Fix containers and different meal planning options and stuff, there's all different ways that you can do this. But I have it broken out into breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, and dinner. And each day of the week, I have how many containers I'm allowed for my target for each of the each day. Some people will put their workouts listed there, which is totally fine. You can just make this your own, whatever is going to work for you, how detailed you want to get this. But this is what I do and what I focus on. So some things to think about when you are trying to decide, well, how do I actually break out my meals for the day? My number one tip is to stay away from big meals that are big recipes, such as like casseroles. Those things are so planning out meals and recipes such as casseroles are going to be really hard in the very beginning when you are first learning how to navigate the portion control containers in the system there. So I always try to just recommend, steering clear of that in the very beginning, and to really just focus on simple meals. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to start out with my proteins and what I'm going to have for dinner, and then kind of play back from lunch and work backwards. So always think about the proteins. So you have your chicken, maybe turkey, you can have sausage, you can have some lean, fish, you can have hamburger, pork chops, roast, there's all kinds of things that you can plan based off of the foods that you like. So always work your meal around a protein, okay? So once you have your protein, always add in a vegetable, and then I like to use some of my fruit for one of my meals, okay? I do use a half a banana generally in my Shakeology in the morning, and so if I've done that, then it leaves me a little bit less than what I can have for later in the day with my fruits. But this way, even if I can't eat all of it, my kids and my family are going to eat that, because this isn't just a meal plan just for me, but I'm also trying to plan in what my family is going to eat for dinner time every night too. So the other thing that I do, and I know this sounds very boring, but it's very simple and it works, is whatever I've had for dinner, I always make an extra plate and make that and have that for my lunch. So this way I don't have to rethink about a whole new meal or trying to plan if I had a sandwich and how does that work with my carbs and things like that. And it doesn't get so boring. And then again, I'm just kind of working back towards breakfast. I'm trying to decide when I'm having my Shakeology. Generally, my Shakeology is for my breakfast, and I always recommend that you drink Shakeology for your hardest meal of the day for you. So if you are constantly rushing out the door, if you don't have time for breakfast, then this is when I would recommend that you drink your Shakeology. Some people like to have it for an afternoon snack. They feel like it's a treat, especially if you're drinking something like a chocolate shake like I love. Then maybe that afternoon snack and pick me up is just what you need. So you need to decide when you're going to have that, but that does count as one of your proteins, so be sure to add that in. Okay, so you should be having at least 4 proteins a day. So you have your 4 proteins a day. So you could have your Shakeology, you'd have a protein at lunch, a protein at dinner. Sometimes you can work in even a second helping of a protein, whether it's at your lunch or dinner. But you can also work in protein into a snack, whether that's cottage cheese or Greek yogurt, something of that nature that would give you some of that protein there. So that does lead me into the snack piece. And so you should be eating 5 small meals a day. And that's why I had planned on my meal plan here to have breakfast and then a snack, lunch, and then an afternoon snack, and then dinner. So this way, when I get home and I'm making dinner, I'm not starved and I'm not feeling like I need to raid the pantry and eat all of the crackers and such while I'm making dinner. Some ideas for some snacks are healthy fruits and vegetables with, some hummus. You can even have whole grain crackers and that does count as a yellow, as a carb, and that's totally fine. I like to eat almonds or cashews, and that would fall into my healthy fats. And so I just fill up my little blue container and I've got that. And so that is something that I consider as well. So when you are trying to make out your plans, again, think about when you're going to drink Shakeology. Start with dinner and think about the proteins that you're going to have with dinner, your vegetables, and then your fruit. You need to strive to get those veggies in, even if you have to sneak them into maybe your Shakeology with some extra spinach like I do. So that's going to be really key there. And then also, don't freak out if you have to eat out or if you have a plan. Some people say, hey, we as a family, we go out to eat every Friday night. And you know what? That is perfectly fine. And we try to give you these tips on how to handle those situations whenever you do go out to eat. But if you're going to your favorite restaurant and you're going to have pizza or you're going to have, a pasta dish or something, then you need to look at how you can save your yellow containers, those precious yellow containers, so that you can enjoy those foods while you're out to eat without sabotaging your meal plan and the hard work that you've gone through for the rest of the week or from the week. So again, don't make this overcomplicated, okay? We've posted some examples of meal plans. There's a million different meal plans out on Pinterest or if you Google it, but try to really keep it simple. So my challenge for you this week is I want you to create a meal plan and I want you to post it and share it to the group, okay? This is, again, one of those accountability factors that is going to not only help you, but it's going to help all of us get some different ideas for meal planning and the recipes and such that we're going to use or that we could possibly share around. So create a meal plan, post it, and then let's add that in. And I want you to consider that when you're doing your check-ins at night and talking about your day is, were you able to follow your meal plan? Okay. And then give up those times where you are struggling or what you're struggling with. Okay. So I have faith. I am loving the accountability and the support from you guys and from this group, and this is fantastic. And I want you to continue on. We have a few more weeks, and I want the best results from you guys, and I'm going to push hard. I want everybody else to push hard. All of the coaches in this group are really pushing for you guys for success. So let's do this, team.